Hi. Oh, sorry. So I'm David Zaritsky from the Bond Experience, and I'm here to actually do a frugal bond on this outfit.
Holy shit.
Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. I've got a fun one today, and it's one that's a bit of a journey, and some of you who follow me on my other social channels like Facebook and Instagram may have seen a discussion about this outfit, but it's a frugal Bond moment. Yes, they keep coming. What is going on? Pigs are flying. Snowballs are lasting in hell. Who knew we were going to have another frugal Bond? So here we are in front of the Live and Let Die display. My favorite Roger Moore movie. I know it's debatable. Some of you like The Spy Who Loved Me. Some of you like Octopussy. You know, that's what fills the highways, is multiple opinions. There's no wrong ones. All right. So Live and Let Die, what I've loved about this particular outfit right here is that it is a casual Roger Moore outfit. You know those are rarer than seeing baby squirrels. It's very unusual to see Roger Moore's James Bond in a casual outfit. But this one is just so classic looking. It almost harkens back, dare I say, to Sean Connery. So before we get into this, let's harken back to the scene itself.
You made a mistake back on that island, Bond. You took something that didn't belong to you, and you took it from a friend of Mr. Biggs. That type of mistake is tough to bounce back from.
But I've only just arrived.
Today is your lucky day, Jim. You're going skydiving.
There's a hell of a view of the lake from 10,000 feet.
My only regret is I won't be there to see it.
Good morning. You're,
Mrs. Bell, you're not my instructor. Where's Mr. Bleeker?
indisposed. I'll be giving the lesson.
Okay, so there are some things right away that I really liked about that outfit, but here I've got an amalgamation. Now, first of all, I do have on some black loafers. They could be really kind of any black loafers, but I happen to have the Gucci horsebit black loafers, yay. But quite frankly, these kind of straw-colored beige type of pants, which don't mimic them exactly, obviously, but they kind of have that coloring, are from Uniqlo. And they were $29. They're the slim fit. There's skinny, there's slim fit. This is the slim fit ones. I like the fact that it gives me that look. It's not hanging off of me. This is a preference. This is what I would wear out in the wild. What am I doing with all these rabbits? Okay. But here's where we go with the Frugal Bond, because I've got a simple black belt on. It's actually the Prada one from Quantum of Solace, but you can use any black belt. Thicker is better with a nice silver buckle. That's always good. And you know what? Just for detail's sake, I'm wearing the Pulsar watch from Live and Let Die. I know, wrong scene. I guess I get marks off. Got to give my Bond card back. Just forgive me. All right. This is what you want to look at. So I am wearing an Arrow shirt. That is the brand. It is Arrow. It is from a store which people in the United States probably are familiar with. People overseas maybe not so much. It is called Kohl's. And Kohl's is a store. It's if you took Target and you took Walmart, Kohl's sits somewhere in the middle of it from a socioeconomical status standpoint. So why do we bring this up? Well, with Kohl's, one of the great things is they have all these types of very basic items. This Arrow shirt has all the trappings we want in this. It is made out of something called Tex something, which I assume is like a polyester cotton blend. It's actually very soft. You know, polyester sometimes makes me go and cringe, but it's actually very soft. It's a very nice hand. It's thin. In the movie, you see this sheen, so it's probably, you know, a mix of materials. But if I get it nice and close, you can see that this has the slightest bit of shine. Not so much that it's going to be like, you're blinding me, but enough. And the collar, although not as long as Roger Moore's, because it was the 70s, you don't want it quite as long. It's still got some decent length in it. It's not this little cadet collar or mini collar. It's got some nice wingspan to it. The neck opens up very naturally, and I've got it unbuttoned like he's got it, although he's got a chest and I have hair sprouting out. Birds don't nest in an empty tree. Oh, Japanese proverb, hello. And what I love about this is it has a lot of the trappings. It fits the biceps really good. I did turn back the sleeves just one little bit, but it actually is hemmed that way as well. So you can do that. And check this out, we've got the pocket here. Now the pocket's really important. And by the way, this has a little bit of give. This is a 15.5 or a medium. I am a 40 chest, a 31-inch waist. So let's take a look against here. Don't slouch, David. Act like you're proud. All right. So this 15.5 fits perfectly. It fits like it does in the movie. It's got that nice stretch and activity. I can move around. I can connect. Now, remember the scene, he's pretty active in this. I mean, it's going to be just a very subtle plane flight, but you know, it goes awry and all hell breaks loose. Poor Mrs. Bell. But this gives me the look. It's a full button down. Now, let me approach the stand, Your Honor. One of the things we don't have going is the mother of pearl buttons. These are just plain black buttons. You could have those replaced if you wanted it to be even more screen accurate. But fit, look, what am I doing here? Fit, look, feel, the way it fits the biceps, the pocket, the collar, even the way the shoulders fit, gives me that Roger Moore look. So this one, I'm going to say from a frugal standpoint, gets top's mark. But ready for this? Drum roll. What's the price of this? This was $18. Free delivery. To my door. Onto my chest. $18. So if that isn't a Frugal Bond moment, I don't know what is. If you hearken back to the discussion we had on Instagram, a part of this was because I was doing a review of some of the Oliver Brown polo shirts. And one of the things that I remarked is knowing the materials that they work with, knowing the cuts of their clothing, I thought they would be probably the perfect brand to replicate this shirt. The look, the feel, the essence, and yes, the nostalgic throwback to that scene. And it was a bit of a challenge, and they replied. They wrote back and said, challenge accepted, no promises, but challenge accepted. So in the meantime, I thought I would do some investigation online to see, you know, how well does this shirt actually exist in our everyday spaces. Okay, this one comes thanks to an Instagrammer called The Frugal Bond. He's literally called The Frugal Bond. He's the nicest guy. He's a dad, husband, good all-around guy, sweet guy, nice guy, great member of the Bond community. And he sent me this. Again, it is from Kohl's. It is from a brand called Mark Anthony. Isn't there a singer, Mark Anthony? I don't know if it's the same one. But this one is really cool. It's part of Mark Anthony's luxury brand. Let me come back a little bit. Now, this is a size small. I got a small and a medium. I didn't know how this was going to fit. It's tight. It is, just so you know, it is part Pima cotton, part polyester. It's got this thing called soft touch. So it's 60% Pima cotton, 40% polyester. It says designed with premium fabrics, elevated finishes. These signature pieces will soon be a part of your signature style. Now, this is the small, and like I said, if I eat an olive, you'll see it. It's a little Daniel Craig-ish as far as fit, as opposed to the Roger Moore, a little bit more relaxed. So before I go into the details of this one, let's try on the medium. Movie magic. Okay, so I am now wearing the medium. First of all, you can see just in the body, my gosh, I can move. It fits so much better. It's not clinging to me. Life clang to me. See how the sleeves fit. First of all, they're not super tight against the bicep. They're a little bit more like you would see with Roger Moore, where it's, his sleeves weren't cramming against his bicep. Now these look like they are, let me get up close, folded back, but they're not, okay? So it does have that hem look like the one in the movie, and it falls at pretty much the same level. Now because of that blend that I just described to you, this feels, I think, and look at the sheen. It's got a little bit more of that sheen, which does, you do see that in the movie. I mean, it is a sign of the times of the 70s. Because of that, you have this light sheen, which I think mimics the fabric incredibly well. Collars are a little thin, right, to mimic that, but again, you don't want that giant 1970s wingspan. You look a little bit out of place if you do that. And I went against my own advice. I always say, guys, even people reviewing this stuff, do us a favor, steam these. Give it a light little touch of an iron, and of course I didn't. So that's why the collar is looking a tiny bit funny, but the neck opening looks good. It's complimentary, and I've got the button unbuttoned here and the top button, of course, never. And because of that, it's not like, turning into like some sort of obscene dancer somewhere. Yeah, so the Mark Anthony brand, I would say, does it. Now, there's a couple things that are off. First of all, the button color. But even more so than that, there's no pocket. So I like it as an homage, a black polo that feels great. I would definitely wear this to the office. Who has an office anymore, David? Not you. Well, you do. You're not allowed to go back yet. But in addition to that, I would wear this out to dinner. It could be a nice dinner thing during the summer, during the fall. It's got that very cosmopolitan look because it's black. Forget for a moment, I know, perish the thought. Forget that it is a Bond homage or connection point. It still looks like a great shirt. To me, it's got a little bit more versatility than the Arrow one, but of course the Arrow one is more screen accurate. What's a person to do? Well, you could get both. I mean, you really could, because this was $22. It was $22 from Kohl's. And, I'm sure you can find something out there in your neck of the woods if you are of a global nature and not within the United States. But this is incredibly comfortable. Which one would I grab if I was to just be heading out in the town, maybe take a ride in the car with Danielle? It would probably be this one. This one feels good. It fits a little bit more like I like things to fit. And even though, again, screen accuracy, I have to go for this one because I've got to dress for me. Ultimately, I know it's that whole thing of like, is it homage? And it's certainly not going to be cosplay. Okay, so we showed you some alternatives, and we also showed you that it doesn't take a major investment to have an homage to a scene that you really appreciate from a Bond movie. But I still want to see, I'm still curious to see what the Bond brands out there that we're familiar with would do with this type of top. So I'm going to keep my eyes out and my ears out, and hopefully they're up to the challenge so we can see what they come up with. And until then, we'll have fun along the way like this, because this is just pure escapism. Anyway, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you real soon. I've got to go take care of Mrs. Bell. She looks a little shaken up, a little stressed. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.